Welcome back to
Podcast of characters. Now, this episode will be catching up on all the things have been happening and why we aren't posting a lot. So Sai will explain more.
Thank you, Anvita, for those generous words, I might say.
Sure.
So, as Anvita stated, we haven't been posting for a long time yet, and probably none of you miss our voices. But the reason we're posting today is because we have a huge announcement. And Anvita, why don't you tell them about this announcement?
Sure. So it's not really huge, but it is huge for us. So we have participated in the GSS Global Schoolpreneur Summit 2021. It is just a competition between the globe, globally, of who gets the best idea, of a business or company or a random sustainable idea. So there are four sectors. For example, ICT, healthcare, and what are the other two, say?
I honestly don't remember.
So we just have four sectors, and we have one in the special mentions category and ICT category. So yeah, we have one in that, and we got a prize. You can tell them more.
Thank you, Anvita. To be honest, it was a very proud moment for us because we started this in sometime in March 5th, I believe. That was the first episode.
Yep.
And within a few months, we've managed to go and reach out to such a big platform. And this Global Schoolpreneur Summit has just made us work with even more dedication. We feel like it just strengthened our bond, and now we're very proud and we believe in ourselves even more.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit really fun. I mean, it was really fun while we were participating in it and while we were, planning everything and creating PPTs. But it was really fun. And why don't you explain about our idea?
Sure. So our idea was not different. It was just POC. We wanted to take our original idea of defeating mental health issues. And surprisingly, out of 7,000 ideas that had entered this year, our idea stood on its own. We went to the semi finale. We recorded a video and a presentation. And in the finale, we managed to make a prototype. This prototype we'd been working on for about 4 to 5 months, which was one of the main reasons why we hadn't been posting. And that prototype had really given us a lot of points, and it was just a little idea of what our app was going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the influence of YouTube and social media, we're now wishing to get more investors.
Yep, and because I think if you have seen anywhere, there's like you can see hospitals like each street almost, uh, which is for physical health if you can see, but for mental health there are some organizations, but it's very hard to get through to people, and you have to go pay a fees in order to just get mental health treatment. So the idea of us is, well, PLC itself. So we create a podcast in the form of episodes, and we give mental health solutions to problems.
That was a great way to put it. I mean, sarcastically and realistically.
Yes.
But to talk about POC, as Anvita pointed out, it's an app, but it's something that's going to change our futures. And, before we get into many professional talks, let's just cut this talk here.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we told you that we have been working on a prototype for 4 months. So the previous 3 months, we also have been going through a lot of stuff like school and more stress and all, and
Exams.
we've experienced more of those. So now we have more experience.
Yeah, I agree. So the episode on insecurity, we had the research done, had a thorough script of, the research points so that we didn't miss out, but we just weren't able to post it. And We were thinking that after New Year we'd start to work even more efficiently. It would be
Mhm.
one of our resolutions to be working efficiently because this is like our part-time job.
Although it's not a big one, but it is.
Yeah. So now that we've talked about this, me and Anvita know for sure that you all want to know our journey of, starting podcasts of characters.
Yep.
So, Anvita, why don't you tell them about, how it was, strange and sudden when we met, and then
Oh,
we
yeah,
could take it
that
from
one.
there. Yeah.
All right, fine. So I was in the same school for like 3 years, and then uh, Sai was in America, and then she had to come to India, and then everything happened, and she joined the same school as me. Apparently, not apparently. It's unfortunately only. So and then we met, and then some. It was very awkward in the beginning while we were calling in randomly, but we became really close when one of our other friends drifted apart, and then
Mhm.
that became, yeah, well, we did a lot of things like projects and ideas as well as other competitions, you know many other things that has teamwork in them.
Yeah.
So and then one day we were like reading books and all other stuff, and then it was a normal school day. We were chilling, and then we ended the call, and suddenly Sai says, um, "Why don't we do a podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, we did everything, but we didn't do a podcast. Like we have a YouTube channel, we have other stuff as well, so podcast." And Sai will explain further.
Yeah, so our meeting was very strange, and the first episode of our podcast, it was a complete mess. But the reason we haven't deleted it yet is because we think that it's really a big memory to preserve, if you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean.
Yep.
And we are working day by day to get better in terms of equipment, mindset, personalities, and everything.
Researched. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially research. And now that we are way more mature than we were before, we think that we'll be able to put out much better content, because this isn't just going to change anyone who's listening to this, but everybody's lives. And if we're able to even bring a percentage of change, then I think we've accomplished our goal.
I know, because well, mental health is not just a simple thing. Because if you don't have stable mental health, you won't be able to take any decisions, even about your physical health, like in COVID too.
Yeah, and there were many times that we stumbled upon this connection between physical and mental health. So I remember that when we were doing our research about mental health itself during one of our projects, we realized that mental health affects the way you take decisions. So if you take a wrong decision in life, then it can impact you a lot. It can impact your family, your friends, and it can even impact the whole society.
Yeah, not just taking decisions. It's not like a small thing. I mean, there are big things like what, like going to which country or settling where, and there are other big stuff that you need to take, like any other degree, etc. So mental health is needed. Like if you're not mentally stable, you won't know what to do, and you'll be all confused. And we've experienced that many times, like all day.
Yeah, and what's funny is that when we started this podcast, we weren't sure about what we would do with it. But throughout the time after the first episode, the launch, we were starting to realize the importance of mental health because it reflected on our own lives, and we wanted our lives to be better. We just wanted them to keep getting better, positive vibes, and that's exactly what we wanted to spread.
I
And
know. And I think most of you have been wondering why we are best friends. I mean, like, which, for what reason? Because the reason is, like, we have done projects, I know, in the beginning itself, but when we have mental health issues, we ask our parents, we tell everything, but they don't understand at all. Like, I mean, no one understands
mhm.
except Sai, so she's my best friend.
Thank you. It's getting a bit sentimental here, but the talk about this is Anvita stated, again, going back to you, um, our parents don't really understand. And, nobody understands the pain until they go through it.
Yep.
But, since we both here have been going through the same and we've faced it, we're the same age group, we can understand. We have a more mature mindset. I'm not saying that the parents don't, but I'm just saying that the way of understanding is quite different in our generation.
I know. And one more funny thing is we still have, even though we're this mature, as I said, we have come up with weird theories that we do the same thing all the time because, well, we do the same thing all the time.
you
And
know,
Sai will explain more about her research and all the theory.
no, I was serious. So, in seventh grade, we discovered that we both had this telepathy. She can literally read my mind, and vice versa. So we had this challenge. We were playing this game on Roblox called Tower of Fun, and we just decided that we both would think of a random number, and the other had to guess. So I was thinking of a number. I was thinking of the number seven, and all of a sudden she goes and she's like seven, and I was like, this can't be. So we did it again. I thought of three, and she said the exact number. So it took me about a week to believe in this because even I guessed her numbers, and after a week, when we got more comfortable and we were talking about something, and we talked about this camping trip we went to, and we realized everything in our life was literally happening the same.
I
There
know.
was
I mean,
just like,
and many best friends say this. Like, I'm not. I'm sure that all people say the same thing. Like, that my best friend does the same thing. But ours is not like that. It's like way intense than that. I mean,
it
we like
is.
think the same, do the same. I mean, do the same exactly. I mean, we literally wore the same shirt almost every day, and I mean, like the same color and all.
Exactly. And there was also this time where I went to Legoland when I was like seven. She also went to Legoland when she was seven. She came to California for that, right? Yeah.
Yep,
And
I
I
did.
lived in California then. So we went like the same month, or maybe a month later. But we realized that after looking through the pictures and sorting out the dates and everything, that we had just like about a month difference between the events that happened in our lives.
I know, like
Usually,
every event, even when I visited all the places in America or even in India.
yeah, and recently, I went camping about a month ago with my family. We went on a picnic, and Anvita went on it about a week ago, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the same thing happened. After a month of my trip, she went on it, and the same thing happened on our trip. Dog chasing, and it wasn't really a picnic, but both of us had similar incidents.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
after
did you?
researching,
I think we have to tell about the birthday. When on my 13th birthday, it was miserable, like really bad, and
uh huh,
exactly the
uh
same
huh.
same thing happened to her.
Exactly. There was like there was other things going on, and it just felt completely weird. The 13th birthday wasn't that
I know,
vibe.
it was literally so lonely. We both cried.
Mm-hmm.
Not
But
with happiness though.
yeah, it was just despair. But I think that it wasn't a month difference because our birthdays are a few months apart. But the same thing kept occurring on the same day itself.
And
So
because of that, it's actually a good thing because I could support Tish. The
mhm.
same thing happened on my birthday, and then I knew what was gonna happen, so I could support her.
This seems like a superhero movie, but really not. And the crying part, we weren't really crying. We were just a bit sad, moaning type.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, because it went like a normal day, not a special day as you say.
Yeah.
But overall, it was something that I remembered because the same thing happened and it was weird. So I started researching and I got Anvita into this mess. And so
She did. It did the big mess.
yeah, I don't remember the exact, names, but There were two people who were born in different years, in died on the same day. They were born on the same day, except different years. But what happened was every day in their life was the exact same, you know.
Yep.
But one was dead, one was born, and he passed away before the other. So scientifically, there's not really an explanation to this, but I think it's just pure coincidence apparently. But
Maybe.
there has to
But
be more to
according
this
to
though.
size theories, there are like millions of explanations, formulas, and theories for her.
There are actually, and the research never ends there. So it's been a it's been quite a long journey researching about that though.
I mean, it's really a good thing that we both think alike, but sometimes
It
it's not. It's
it
not at all.
it got us in trouble.
Like
So
so much trouble. I mean, so
you
it
explain.
was yeah. So school and all. It's like class time, and then we had to answer. We answered the same thing, exact thing, and we had to put it in chat. The answer. I put the same thing. She puts the same thing. Even in exams,
We
we
didn't
wrote
know how
alike,
that
like
happened.
very
Like
alike,
we
even the
didn't.
definition, and the
Yeah,
teacher started suspecting us.
yeah. We had a meeting with the teacher, and we were like, "Oh no, what has this telepathy gotten us into?" Because the thing is, we didn't write word to word same in the exams, but our
Similar
ideas were
answers.
alike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the teacher started doubting us, and we were so weird. We were in an uncomfortable position, like what's happening.
And yep,
Yeah,
and like nobody understood us. Well, there
no,
was this one friend who had a best friend also, but yeah.
yeah. Um, It's better to not reveal her name because privacy
Mm-hmm.
issues.
Mm-hmm.
But we just like to say that we'd actually like to thank her because she's the reason we even met for the first place.
Yep.
And then due to health problems, she started to drift apart a bit. But we're
Mhm.
back now. Just a lot of things have been happening. Hard to explain. So
Yep. Very hard.
yeah. And I think what's funny is that like the incident Anvita said in our class in the chat box thing, we wrote word to word same, and the teacher was quite surprised. But like
I know.
she
Mm-hmm.
was a science teacher, and she believed in us because honestly, how would we type the same answers? Because that's not possible
I
unless
mean,
and
at the
until
same time. Mm-hmm.
yeah, at the same time too. Like after mine, and within like a second, she received Anvita's typed.
Yeah.
So it was very weird, and it got
Uh-huh.
us into trouble. But I think we really do respect that and are fond of that little, how do I say this, little quality in us,
Yeah, Bond.
bond. But when I think back about posting the first episode and starting this whole journey, it's been quite a long one and a memorable one as well.
Uh-huh. I mean, we've been facing a lot, and we've shared some of our incidents and, problems and all. Why don't you also, tell us if you have any similar stuff?
Yeah, and recently we've started to be active on social media.
Yep,
So
like each and every platform.
mhm. We don't have a Facebook yet, but because it's kind of complicated, so we've decided to stick with Twitter and Instagram. As of now, we're active in both, but Twitter will be giving you updates like as soon as
Yep.
something happens.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have our certificate shared there.
Mm-hmm.
And another funny incident happened was that they forgot Anvita's name.
Yeah, we told you at the beginning about the GSS, the Global Schoolpreneur Summit, which is kind of hard to pronounce. But yeah, they forgot my name. They forgot
They
to put my name in.
they forgot to put her name in, clearly mentioned why, and I reminded them that, hello, where's my partner's name?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. It was a very nice journey though. I mean, it was 4 months, a lot of rough and tumble,
Yeah.
a lot of things.
When they forgot my name, I got so furious at them, but I just lost it when I saw that we won.
Yeah, she was so relieved. Except
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't really see her face because, her video was off. She was traveling.
Yeah, and when we found the results, yeah,
Yeah.
full of people around and dilemma.
Yeah, I mean, we were in a situation we couldn't even scream because I had relatives over. She was in a car with relatives, and if we both were screaming, then we'd definitely be at the mental hospital right now.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of ironic because we're treating mental health.
I was going to, yeah. Well, I guess an irony was in there. We never mind.
Yeah.
And so, Anvita, why don't you tell them about this whole journey and how you felt working with me, and then I'll do my turn.
It's kind of hard to explain. I mean, like 2 years, well, really big.
Yeah, we
Yeah, like
celebrated our friend anniversary,
that
and
was weird, but
yeah.
yeah, somehow Sai came up with it and found the
Hey,
day.
hey, hey, I found it in Alexa and Katie, right?
What?
I think it was from Alexa and Katie. That's where I got the inspiration of a friend anniversary from.
Wow, I'm not sure, but she did somehow.
I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't from Alexa and Katie. I think it was from another show. I
Yeah,
forgot the name of it though.
I know we were watching stuff in the kids section in Netflix, but just leave it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you were saying?
Oh, yeah. It was like the first half year was kind of awkward. Didn't know what to say, and it was
Um,
more awkward because we had another friend aside, and then I don't know how, but it's just a wild memory. I mean, like I forgot most of it. How we became so close that I'm not sure. I mean, think about it. I mean, I really don't remember.
True. I mean, I think as days went by, our bonds just grew closer
Hmm.
because there
I
wasn't
think.
really an incident. But
Hmm.
what we've realized is that ha- to, throughout each other's hard times, we're just there to support.
Yeah, and
And
that's like just the best part of being best friends.
hmm because there's been recently, the accusations that were on us. So, during class, do you think we should share this? Or?
Shush, glimpse of it.
All right. So, during class, we were just in the class, and ma'am made a joke. So we started to laugh about it. And after we laughed about it, a random kid, just because, after that, we answered. And after I answered the question correctly, a random kid, we won't name him,
Hmm.
but he came up and he's like, they both are in a call, or they both are cheating. And it was honestly very weird because I'm not sure how someone would think of doing that during class,
Hmm.
but it was weird because to be logical, if I was in a call with her, then I would have my headphones on. And I don't have my headphones on during online classes
Hmm.
because, my dad believes it affects our ears and all, but I didn't have it.
Hmm.
And another twist to it was that my dad sometimes just is in the same room with me because there's been a lot of renovation going on.
Hmm.
So he's usually in the same room with me. So it got us thinking, and we weren't really paying attention to it. But then it got severe that they were like accusing us for every single thing, every
I mean,
single
I know, as we told you
period.
before,
Yeah.
we used to do every single thing, the same thing, same time. And
Yeah. And
it's kind of like a disadvantage now. I mean, we've been feeling that a lot.
yeah, but we always try to look on the bright side because we are trying to encourage others to do so. And we have to be role models. We can't just let everyone down and
Hmm. So
be
we
the
just started to stop thinking about it.
Yeah, we've mailed about it, but seriously, no action has been taken. And we didn't want to even mail about it, but it got so intense that during one day, it was period 4 or 5, I don't remember, but it was a class. And so we answered correctly, and we both said the same thing because we knew the answer, and at the same time, we made it and
Hmm.
spoke. And then the teacher, and then he was like, "Ma'am, no, they're cheating again. They probably got it off from Google." And what's
I mean,
funny is that
yeah.
it was a language, so I wasn't really sure where he was going with this.
And one more funny thing was like ma'am told asked the question and then we answered literally the next second. So I'm not sure how we could type it in that
Type
time.
it. Yeah, like as soon as she asked the question, we answered it. And then she started to doubt on us, and we couldn't just face it because nobody was in that class. Everyone was leaving the class.
Hmm.
And we were just in this situation. We couldn't face it. We were helpless, hopeless. That we just did something that we regret to do this till this day.
Hmm.
We left the
But
class.
it doesn't mean that we don't like being best friends. The best thing ever. I mean,
Yeah.
greatest gift.
Yeah, and we left the class because what was happening there was just something we couldn't handle. And right after we mailed the school about it, but as usual, our school has not taken any action on this. So
Yeah, I think it's better to drift off from that topic again.
yeah, because it's just going to bring out the angry side of me, and you'll definitely not like it.
Oh yeah, you won't like it, please.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you see sad or angry, you better get into the not sigh zone.
that
Yep.
was a nice way to put it. Yeah, but it's true. Nobody can bear to even see me angry because I lose my temper.
Yeah, except me, I've experienced that it's not well.
Yeah, I mean, I usually do shout at her, but not shout as in angry shouts, but like
Because I
funny
roast her
shouts.
all the time and then she gets
And
laugh.
then I started the roasting competition, and then she started to roast me in front of my cousin, and I got very mad, and then I roasted her back. And now it's kind of like a hobby to roast each other whenever we get into a call.
Oh
She
yeah, yeah.
roasted me even before starting to record this episode.
Oh yeah. I did. It was so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
not.
One more thing. If your friend is sad or angry, just roast her and then she'll burst like hell and then, yeah, get angry on you though.
Yeah, but like when I'm angry, I don't burst. I get more angrier,
Mm,
and then I yell.
yep.
And then Anvita is just like, yeah, I know her mood changes. I'm just gonna wait here till she's done.
And then
And then,
whenever she gets laugh, and then she laughs.
oh, but when Anvita is angry, that's another story.
It's not. It's not. It's just nothing. It's nothing at all.
Uh huh. She stops speaking. Her face is blank. Her expression is just silent. She doesn't speak. She doesn't do anything. She's just staring at the screen like, and that's when you know she's angry. She's an abnormal person at that point.
But not as of normal side as well. I told you before.
Okay, we should stop. We had an agreement of not roasting each other right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
I had millions of things to roast you about in this episode, but I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, you better because I know a lot of your secrets. Now, drifting apart from this topic, drifting apart.
From the roasting war.
Yeah, we're just gonna close this topic here.
Yeah, I'm
Please.
not sure, but somehow, like from the past, like 2 weeks or something, we started offending each other just for a joke.
Yeah, and I feel like we just offend each other every moment we talk, and it's so fun when we do. You
I
know,
know, somehow,
it,
I mean,
I mean, we don't feel bad for each other.
yeah, it doesn't hurt that we
It
got
doesn't
offended. It's
hurt.
just funny.
Yeah, it's fun to talk. I guess
I know
that's
it's,
one side of friendship. Maybe
I
there's
know
different
it's, mhm.
sides.
I know it's funny and very abnormal again to, have fun by offending each other, but it's just weird. We just do that.
Yeah. But and with that, about our book, we've got a mail. So we've got many mails asking us a few things, which is
Really?
when are you gonna be releasing the book, the progress on it. So, well, first and foremost, Amrita, why don't you tell them when we're releasing it, and I'll tell them the progress.
Right. So the book, right. So we've done most of the book, like more than half of it. And then although we've not done much, really much, we have a lot of changes to do. So we're gonna release it in 2022 sometime.
Yeah, it's not really confirmed yet, but the progress is that we have like about a fourth to two-fourths of the book done.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's taking a lot of time because we spent a lot of time in planning a drift out,
Oh yeah,
and
and I can remember the introduction.
go ahead, you can tell her about these phenomena.
Oh yeah, so first we were trying to, think about what we're gonna do for the introduction and especially the whole story of the book. And then so I started to get weird ideas about time machines and all.
No,
So, all right.
I,
And then
I,
I wrote a funny introduction while she was um
away
talking
from
to,
my computer.
yeah, away from her keyboard. So do you want me to read it out?
No,
It's
no,
really funny.
I know, but no, we can't give it away. Come on.
No, it's literally not the thing.
All right, fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a glimpse of it. It's not really the true. It's not the true story. Okay,
Don't, no,
so
no, this isn't.
this isn't the
Although,
true story. It's just a funny introduction that we've come up with to be
yeah,
just crazy and cranky and offend each other.
there is a lot of natural disasters involved.
Oh
But who
yeah,
knows?
so
Maybe the
brace
story
you.
will have it. But we can't
So
give
brace
anything
yourself.
away.
Brace yourself. Okay, I'm gonna read it. This is a fascinating story of two souls where each of them face troubles and get into natural disasters, an exclusive phenomenon like earthquakes, tornadoes, volcano eruptions, asteroids in Earth, and drifting away into black holes. As one of them decides to create a black hole and goes into the dark side, yeah, that's it. So look forward to seeing how they come back to Earth and other stuff.
Yes, but
So
right
that's the
now,
funny introduction I have done.
but just know that this isn't the real introduction that we put in the book. And
Yep.
the progress, it's still, we still have to write it. There's a lot of things to do before this. Um, and this whole cover of the book took us quite a time, you know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And now we're finally authors from. Okay, so this was our
Oh,
journey from
yeah.
kids to owners of POC, now
And
to
a company.
authors.
Mhm.
Yeah,
We're from
coming to
it's
our.
from awkward uh, humans, then friends, then best friends, and then from kids to teenagers, and then other
A lot
weird
of
stuff.
changes in these 2 years. I mean, I think they've been the best 2 years, apart from COVID, of
Apart from
course.
COVID and
Mm.
school.
Yeah, see, we both said the same word.
Oh gosh. Yep.
But I think that it's been a really nice time. Adrift will surely God,
Oh
will
god.
surely be something close to our hearts. And as of now, we're not sure if we want to publish it through, a publisher or just as a PDF to everyone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's mostly like people love e-reading, so maybe that.
Yeah, so we were just thinking we can make it a free version, but it just depends because we might do like a giveaway where we only give the free version to
Uh-huh.
a few subscribers.
Yep.
So we're not sure, but just subscribe and stay tuned because we do have a lot more updates coming on this.
Yep. So this brings us to the conclusion of today's random episode.
Yes, because we've already passed our limit of 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And after this, we have to do a lot, prepare maybe a thumbnail for this video itself.
That's weird, but yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Alright then, this is Sai and Anvita signing off. Thank
Hi.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, thank you.